Good morning, guys. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend. All right, guys, we are starting something new today. We are starting on measuring, okay? So for measuring, you need to go to page 647 in your math book, okay? Page 647, and it'll look like this, okay? You'll see some marbles, okay? So here's what it says at the bottom, okay? Katie wants to measure the jar. What can she find out? So, if she wanted to measure that jar, what could she do? Anybody know? How could she measure it? Well, she could measure the length, okay, how tall something is. She could measure the capacity. That means how much stuff is in there. She could do all different kinds of things, okay? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about measuring stuff, okay? Measuring an object. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to watch a video. And I bet you've heard this story before, okay? All right, guys, here we go.
Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived in a house in the woods. Papa Bear was a great big bear. Mama Bear was a middle-sized bear. And Baby Bear was a wee little bear. Each bear had a bowl for his porridge. Papa Bear had a great big bowl. Mama Bear had a middle-sized bowl. And Baby Bear had a wee little bowl. One morning, Mama Bear made some nice porridge. She put it into the bowls and set them on the table. But the porridge was too hot to eat. So, to give the porridge time to cool, the bears all went out for a walk. While they were gone, a little girl named Goldilocks came to the house. First, she looked in at the window. After a quick peek in at the door, she knocked. But no one answered. Now, you might think that she should turn right around and go home, but no. Goldilocks walked right into the house. She was very glad when she saw the 3 bowls of porridge. First, she tasted the porridge in the great big bowl, but it was too hot. Then, she tasted the porridge in the middle-sized bowl, but it was too cold. Then, she tasted the porridge in the wee little bowl, and it was just right. She liked it so much that she ate it all up. Then, Goldilocks saw 3 chairs and decided to sit down to rest. First, she sat in Papa Bear's great big chair, but it was too hard. Then, she sat in Mama Bear's middle-sized chair, but it was too soft. Then, she sat in Baby Bear's wee little chair, and it was just right. She sat and sat till suddenly, crack! The chair broke. Goldilocks picked herself up and looked for another place to rest. She went upstairs and found 3 beds. First, she lay down on Papa Bear's great big bed, but the blankets were too rough. Then, she lay down on Mama Bear's middle-sized bed, but the blankets were too silky. So she lay down on Baby Bear's wee little bed, and the blankets were just right. She covered herself up and then fell fast asleep. About this time, the 3 bears came back from their walk. They went straight to the table, and suddenly, Papa Bear cried out in his great big voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge." Then Mama Bear looked at her dish, and she said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone has been eating my porridge." Then Baby Bear looked at his dish, and he said in his wee little voice, "Someone's been eating my porridge, and has eaten it all up. Then the three bears began to look all around them. Papa Bear said in his great big voice, "Someone's been sitting in my chair." Then Mama Bear said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone has been sitting in my chair." Then Baby Bear said in his wee little voice, "Someone has been sitting in my chair and has broken the bottom out of it." The three bears ran upstairs to their bedroom. Papa Bear said in his great big voice, "Someone's been sleeping in my bed." Then Mama Bear said in her middle-sized voice, "Someone has been sleeping in my bed." Then Baby Bear looked at his bed and he cried out in his wee little voice, "Someone has been sleeping in my bed, and here she is." Baby Bear's squeaky little voice startled Goldilocks, and she sat up wide awake. When she saw the three bears, she gave a cry, jumped up, and ran away as fast as she could. And to this day, the three bears never saw Goldilocks again. The end.
All right. Did y'all recognize that story? Oh, I hope so. That's Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So we talked about Papa Bear's porridge. It was a big bowl, and Mama Bear's was the smaller, and Baby Bear's was the smallest. And the chairs and the beds. Oh, yeah, that's all measuring, okay? All right. So we're on page 648 in our math book. Page 648. It looks like this. Okay, we're going to figure out what we use to measure these with, okay? So, number 1. Which object would you most likely measure to find out how much it holds? Okay, so look at number 1. If you wanted to figure out how much something holds, which one of these would you circle? Would you circle a football, a fish tank, or a domino? Which one would you circle to find out how much it holds? Okay. Yeah, you would circle the fish tank. Okay, because the fish tank is holding what? Water. Okay, that's holding water. All right. Number 2. All right. Which object would you most likely measure to find out how long it is? We want to figure out how long something is, okay? So, would you circle a pencil, a hot air balloon, or a paint can? Remember, we want to find out how long something is. What would you circle? Yeah, you would circle the pencil. We want to figure out how long it is. Okay. All right, and the last one. Which object would you most likely measure to find out how much it weighs? So if you wanted to figure out how much something weighs, what would you circle? Would you circle orange juice, a watermelon, or a tree? What would you circle? This one's kind of tricky. Yes, you would circle the watermelon. And even, guys, when you go and you buy fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, they weigh it, okay? They weigh it. And that's how much it costs. Okay? All right. All right. Go ahead and turn to the next page. We're on page 649. I'm going to switch these papers out of here. And we're going to draw some stuff, okay? So you're going to need your pencil, okay? Make sure you got your pencil. All right. So on these, we have to draw it ourselves, okay? So number 4, here's what it says. Draw an object that you would measure to find out its weight, okay? So if we wanted to figure out how much something weighs, what could we draw? There's a lot of things that you could draw, okay? But for this one, Miss Vanetta, she drew something easy. She drew a paperclip. Okay. Like I said, you can draw a bunch of different things. Okay. There's tons of stuff that you could draw. Okay. You could draw yourself. Okay. If you wanted to figure out how much you weigh. All right. Number 5, draw an object that you would measure to find out how much it holds. Okay, how much something holds. Okay, guys, these are usually, it's called capacity. These are liquids, okay? So what I drew on this one is I drew a glass of water, a glass of your favorite drink, a glass of apple juice. Okay, just whatever, just draw you a glass of something, okay? Because it needs to hold something. That's capacity, okay? Capacity. All right, number 6, draw an object that you would measure to find its length. Oh, we did that one earlier. So anybody remember what we did earlier to measure its length? Yeah, we did a pencil. So that's exactly what I drew. I drew a pencil. Drew a pencil. There we go. Had to fix my pencil. All right, so we've got a paper clip to measure how much it weighs, a glass of whatever to figure out how much capacity, and a pencil to figure out its length. So those are all different things that we can use to measure. All right, go ahead and flip to the next page. We're on page 650. All right, number 7. Okay, remember, this one, it wants you to figure out its weight, okay? So think about the stuff that is in the like vegetables and fruit when you go to the grocery store. Okay, we have to weigh all that stuff to figure out how much it costs. So somebody tell me something. We had it earlier that we could weigh. Tell me something. It's red and it has black seeds in it. The outside is green that we could weigh. Yeah, it's a watermelon. Okay, watermelon. Okay, look, Miss Vanetta's, look, you don't have to be an artist. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, Miss Vanetta's just using her plain black marker. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. All right, the next one says, draw an object that you would measure to find its length. Okay, here's that one. We have to figure out how long it is, okay? So on this one, I decided to draw a marker because we can figure out how long it is. Okay, so once again, I'm going to draw me a marker. Looks like a pencil. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, there's my marker. All right, just like that. All right, and the last one, draw an object that you would measure to find how much it holds. Okay, this one, we had a picture of it earlier. Okay, and it's holding some stuff inside. Remember, these are called capacity, okay? We have to figure out how much it holds, okay? All right, sorry guys, my phone was going off. So what could we draw to figure out how much something holds? Well, on this one, I decided to draw a paint can, okay? Okay, paint can. All right, just like that, okay? That way you can tell it has something inside of it. It's right there, okay? And we had a picture of a paint can earlier, so if you want to use that to help you, you're more than welcome to, okay? All right. All right, guys, let me just switch my paper one more time. All right. Okay, we are on page 651. Okay, let me just make sure on something. All right, so here's what you're going to do. You're going to do page 651 by yourself, okay? And read the questions. Get somebody to read the questions at the bottom, okay? Don't just go circle anything, okay? Because there's questions at the bottom that go with these, okay? Get mom or dad or somebody to help you, okay? All right, so that is it for our math lesson today. Now we're going to switch over to science, okay? And science is going to be fun this week, okay? So we're talking about our 5 senses this week, okay? So we're going to break them down and we're going to talk about a couple each day, okay? So the first one that we're going to talk about is touch, okay? So this is one of our 5 senses, and here's some pictures, okay, of touch. Holding hands, rocks, okay, because you can touch rocks, crayons, you color with crayons, and a football. Look, you throw the football, you catch the football, okay? So those are our touch ones. All right, and sound or hear. Okay. So we've got a singer, you hear the singer. Guitar, you hear the guitar. Oh, fire truck, that loud fire truck, you hear it. Okay, and a dog barking. Woof, woof. You hear that. Okay, so what I want y'all to do is draw me something that you touch and that you hear. Okay, you can draw me 1 thing, 2 things, however many you want, okay, of something you touch and something you hear. Okay, all right, guys, that is it for today. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.